Who actually creates change in society? Is it the politician signing the bill, the protester in the street, or the anarchist trying to burn it all down? Today, we're ranking the 7 levels of resistance to see who holds the real leverage when fighting for human rights. From the everyday voter to the systems builder creating a new world, let's break down the mechanics of a revolution. The tier list. Tier 7, the observers, base level. Archetype, the general populace. Passive sympathizers. Role, the social baseline. They may agree with a cause in theory but take no material action. They provide the cultural backdrop but are not the engine of change. What inspires them? Comfort, stability, and a broad cultural shifts. They move when the new idea becomes more socially acceptable or convenient than the old one. Population estimate, roughly 40 to 50% of the population, often fluctuating based on the issue. I personally think that might be higher, but once again, I'm personally thinking that might be higher. Let me know in the comments if you agree with 50% of the population ranking in Tier 7. Tier 6, the voters. Type, the electorate. Single issue voters. Role, working entirely within the prescribed rules. They attempt to steer the ship by choosing the captain, but they don't question the ship's design. What inspires them? Civic duty, fear of the opposition, or belief that incremental policy changes will improve their lives. Population estimate. The U.S. average voter turnout for presidential elections over the last decade hovers around 60 to 66% of eligible voters, but drops to around 45 to 53% during midterm elections. Tier 5, the politicians, institutionalists. Moderate tier. Type, elected officials, lobbyists, NGO directors. Role, these sit in the moderate tier. They manage the system's levers. While they can enact change, their primary function is often maintaining the equilibrium of the institutions they serve. They are constrained by funding, electability, and procedure. What inspires them? Power, legacy, ideological implementation, and institutional self-preservation. Populated estimate, around 0.2% of Americans, roughly 500 to 520,000 individuals, hold some form of elected office across local, state, and federal levels. Tier 4, the builders, system architects. Type, open source developers, founders of alternative economics, infrastructure creators. Role, they don't fight the old system. They build a new one that makes the old one obsolete. Whether it's creating decentralized communication, independent local agriculture, or alternative financial networks, they create the off-ramps that allow others to leave the dominant structure. What inspires them? Autonomy, technological sovereignty, and the desire to create functional, ethical ecosystems. Population estimate, less than 1%, highly specialized. Tier 3, the protesters, agitators. Type, organizers, marchers, civil disobedience. Role, they're the friction that stops the machine from running smoothly. They force issues into the public consciousness by raising the cause of the status quo. They demand that the Tier 5 politicians pay attention. What inspires them? Moral outrage, solidarity, a demand for immediate justice, and the belief that the public pressure forces capitulation. Population estimate, roughly 2 to 5%. Tier 2, the saboteurs, disruptors. Type, hacktivists, whistleblowers, strike leaders in critical industries. Role, they attack the critical infrastructure of the opposing power structure. They leak documents, shut down supply chains, or halt production. They don't just ask for change. They temporarily remove the system's ability to function until demands are met. What inspires them? Exposing truth, dismantling corrupt power, and using targeted leverage to force immediate systemic failure. Population estimate, microscopic, roughly 0.01%. Tier 1, the anarchists, revolutionaries. Type, militant organizers. Separatist leaders, vanguard movements. Role, they reject the legitimacy of the existing system entirely. They do not want a seat at the table or better rules. They want to flip the table and build something entirely new in its place, operating completely outside the bounds of established law. What inspires them? Total liberation, the complete dismantling of hierarchy, in the belief that the current system is fundamentally unredeemable and must be destroyed to save humanity. Population estimate, statistically negligible during peace times, but their influence scales exponentially during societal collapse. Do you agree with our tier list? And where would you rank yourself? Let us know in the comments.